What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Cam ATL, and welcome back to another video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're going to love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway I do every single week on this channel. You already know. Thank y'all for joining me, man. And I want to update y'all on the new schedule I want to start doing. So at night times, on this channel, my Cam ATL channel, I want to do first looks, like early looks at the props available for the next day. All right, so I'm going to do an early look. We're going to go over all the best props that we have early, like right now as they're starting to drop on these sports books, and we're going to come in and snipe them all early on. All right, so we're going to get into the early looks. That's what I want to start doing at night, around 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Central or so, dropping a video talking about the next day's props early so we can go in and take all the best options off the board right away. And then in the morning on this channel, I do my DFS video as normal, and then I'll do the props made easy video, kind of letting those hours go in, and then doing a like first thing in the morning 9 a.m. video over on the props made easy channel, talking about props for the day and kind of going a little bit more in detail with the other sports and stuff. But in this video, we're going to talk about the MLB player props available right now. We're going to go in and we're going to snipe all the best options and kind of take a look at what we got for tomorrow already at the Props Made Easy tools. As you guys know, I'm using propsmadeeasy.com. It's only $15 a month if you use code YouTube right now. So first thing we got to talk about is obviously when it comes to sniping props early or bets in general early, because we're going to talk about the Game Center bets too. When it comes to sniping the props early or the bets early, you don't have to worry as much about the consensus books, right? Because you're going in, you're trying to make a quick call, an early call on whether a play is going to be a solid play or not, right? Based off of the information you have available to you, right? Now, yes, I like to make sure there's 30 or more books baked into my consensus in the morning time once I start getting into those props. But when it comes to getting those early props in, which are important as well, you're going to have to not worry too much about those, okay? The main thing we're looking at here is I'm trying to look at the best EV spots that are kind of already favored. I don't want to take too much risk. These already favored spots like this most of the time are going to end up having those consensus books follow suit, and we pretty much know this is going to be a good spot, right? So for me, I'm looking at the favored spots that are over 5% or higher EV. So we're starting out with Max Fried. Over 4.5 strikeouts is on no vig at minus 133. So the probability already for this game, for this prop tomorrow, is minus 133 on no vig. All right. 8.2 EV due to consensus odds being minus 160 out of the 19 books that already have this line. Now, as the night goes on, more and more books will add to this consensus. But because this is already favored and it's already such a good EV, you have to make that early call on whether a play is going to still be that after you add the more consensus books. And I mean, with 19 already in it, making it a huge 8.2 EV, already favored at minus 133, it's a good spot. All right, then we got Augustine Ramirez, under 1.5 bases on Fanatics at minus 140. Already heavily favored to happen on Fanatics, yet has a 7.03 EV due to 11 books having it at minus 166. So again, most of the time when you see these situations, these books end up, once this gets over the 30, you're still having the good EV on these spots. A lot of times you're able to still get that good EV. So it is important to grab these props as soon as you possibly can, and then later tomorrow going in and getting more slips put in as the day goes on. All right, but they all need to be 5% or higher EV at least. Stephen Kwan is another highly favored spot. Under 1.5 bases is minus 150 on Fanatics, making him a 6.98 EV with his consensus being minus 179 out of the 16 books that have this line already. Under 1.5 bases is a good early call for Stephen Kwan. Fanatics, FanDuel, No Vig look like the books that have dropped a lot of these so far. A lot of the best options so far. Over on Fanatics again, Magnum, under 1.5 bases is minus 169 consensus out of the 15 books, but you can get it at minus 145 with a 6.32. Quinn Priester, over 3.5 strikeouts, is heavily favored on FanDuel at minus 140, but still a 5.4 ADV due to consensus odds being nearly minus 160 across the 17 books that already have this play. So again, you're going to get this play at minus 140 when by tomorrow this line might be 4.5 on FanDuel. Or this line might be minus 160 on FanDuel, right? So we're getting it early. That's what it's all about. Trevor Story under 1.5 bases at minus 145 on Fanatics, 5.15 EV, minus 164 is the consensus among the 15 books that have this. AI simulation projection data on the under as well. Good spot there. Already favored at minus 145 on Fanatics. So those are the best MLB plays that we have when it comes to the early look for baseball tomorrow. As always, if you join propsmadeeasy.com for the $15 a month deal using code YouTube, you can get access to it right now whenever you're watching this video, and you can immediately see the best options. You can utilize the sharp and save filter, the high EV filter and stuff. Once those 30 or more books come into the consensus, they will show up under those. You can use the favorite EV right now. Like this is the filter I like to use when it's early, when I know there's not going to be enough consensus books in there, just to kind of get an idea of what plays I believe will be plays that get even better EV, or I'm grabbing at a great deal where they are. All right, Max Fried is going to be my absolute favorite bet right now when it comes to the early look, over his 4.5 strikeouts on Novig at minus 133. I mean, solid ass EV. 19 books have it at over minus 160. I mean, it's just a great spot. AI Sim is at 4.7, so I like everything about Max Fried over 4.5 strikeouts. You flip his card over, he's hitting 4 of the last 5 too. So good spot, man. That's one of my favorite spots there. All right, for the early look. Let's check out the Game Center. All right, taking a look at the Game Center, let's see. Let's select all the books that have lines available, and let's look at MLB. All right. So when we're looking at this, let's do favorite EV and see what we got here. Okay, let's see if there's any sharp and safe options yet. Okay, we have an early sharp and safe on the board for when it comes to the Game Center. New York Mets, first half money line at minus 125 on Bet Online for tomorrow against Washington, or today, whenever you're watching this, the 10th. 5.6 EV. Consensus odds are minus 142 among the 38 books that already have this line available. You're getting it at minus 125 on Bet Online. All right, great value. Again, what is the main thing you need to focus on when it comes to making profit on sports? You don't have to know a single thing about sports anymore. I think that's where a lot of people get shit confused, is you really don't need to know shit. You don't need to be able to name a single batter on the Mets. You don't have to name a single pitcher on the Braves roster. It doesn't matter. All that matters is buying these lines at the best odds you possibly can in a plus EV spot, and doing that consistently, not changing the process and staying consistent with it. That is what will help you make money. A lot of people think, oh, the edge I have is really knowing ball. That shit does not matter, dude. Trust me, because no matter how much you know ball, the sports books know much more ball than you. You feel what I'm saying? So just understand, take advantage of all the sportsbook lines, which is what you're doing here. This is the average consensus odds, minus 142. So you know that getting it at minus 125 is fantastic. So New York Mets first half money line is going to be one of the best options right now. If we look at high EV Heat, one of the best options too is the Phillies tomorrow against the Cubs. Minus 0.5 first half run line. They are plus 105 among 37 books, but you're getting them at plus 118 on FanDuel. And then the New York Mets we just talked about as another fantastic option. So those are going to be the best options there. Home Run Predictor have any lines out yet? Yes, they do. Home Run Predictor's already got the lines out as well. At the top of the list, Aaron Judge against Noah Cameron should come as not much of a surprise. Great matchup for Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge just kills the ball. We saw what Ronald Acuna did, Matt Olson did, two of the top nuke zone options from the Home Run Predictor yesterday. I mean, Kyle Schwarber, Aaron Judge, Corey Seager are the top 3 options that we could possibly go with right now. All fantastic home run predictions. Kyle Schwarber against Colin Rea. Amazing options. I mean, you have so many different ways that you can go. All of these nuke zones available for tomorrow. So a lot of good nuke spots. Immediately, I see a lot of Rangers against Simeon Woods Richardson. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. But definitely these top 3, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, and Corey Seager will be our top home run projections. All right. Thank y'all for joining me as always, man. That is the early look. I like to do these. I'm going to start doing these every night. Come in so we can go ahead and snipe the absolute best before the slates get started for tomorrow and more lines drop. And then in the morning around 9 or 10 a.m. Central, Props Made Easy will do a full breakdown of what we have available at that moment, being able to break down those options with the once more sportsbooks have dropped lines and you have the 30 or more sportsbooks built in and all that stuff. But in these videos, it's kind of an early look to get you in, be able to help you snipe these plays. PropsMadeEasy.com, only $15 a month using code YouTube. Thank y'all for joining me as always, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.